Greetings, Warmbloods. I'm BrotherFluffy, and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2 by Creative Assembly, part of their Total War Grand Strategy franchise. This is the second, obviously, in the Total War Warhammer franchise, which takes place in the Warhammer Fantasy universe. For the second iteration, we have 4 starting races so far: the Lizardmen, High Elves, Dark Elves, or Skaven, which are Ratmen. And right now we're going to go and take a look, see what's changed with the main menu. Not a whole lot's changed, honestly, but they did add some nice convenience features, such as the movie viewer. Total War Warhammer 2 does have more of a storyline to it, and as a result, you can now view the story for each of the races as they come along. And so what we're going to do here is go ahead and view the Lizardman's opening scene here.
Since the days of creation, the reptiles have dominated the jungle continent of Lustria. The ignorant call the creatures Lizardmen. The wise know them as defenders of the world. In ages past, the Old Ones had a plan. But then the stellar gates collapsed, the Old Ones fled, and demons flooded the mortal plane. Led by the Slann, the Lizardmen fought the demons that surged across Lustria. Yet, it was the elves that created the Great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphoned the world of chaos, withering demonkind. The world was saved, but the vortex endures only because it is bolstered by the power of the Slann, via the Great Warding. If the warding should fail, the demons will return.
The forked tongue of Sotek hangs low in the sky. The Slann have felt it. Now I see it. Brighter, clearer. Its hiss disturbs the winds of magic. Look, Targrax, the sacred plaques. One prophecy shines above all others. Vortex of the warm blood. But the full meaning cannot be deciphered. If our master will not wake, we journey to the city of the sun.
Right, and that's the Lizardmen opening cutscene. So obviously, purpose of the Lizardmen is to get the plaques to figure out what's going on with the Great Vortex, and decipher this prophecy, and we've just started here, so we're going to go ahead and load up that save. As you can see, we're only about 15 turns in, which isn't very far in a strategy game like this. Now, I do enjoy the fact that we are getting a story and it's being told through these cutscenes, although I do kind of miss the 3D intros where you would get the individual cutscenes, you know, where you'd have the old guy kind of shuffling from Warhammer 1 as Raven, and they kind of shuffle along up there, and you'd see all the characters and interact with them a bit more. But I definitely like the fact that this does have a purpose and a story to it. Now, as you can see here, I've managed so far to do pretty good. I'm suffering from some chaos corruption, unfortunately, that's affecting public order. But that is really from buildings and commandments, as you see here. And what that means is somebody in my province, so the building of the province, part of the province I don't own, is doing something to help spread chaos, and I really need to stop that. I've been doing pretty good. I've managed to push my only enemy I'm at war with, the Skeggy, out to this one tiny little area, and I should have them wrapped up pretty soon here.
Demise is certain.
These guys are pretty well beaten. I just beat them in a battle here a minute ago. Recruiting a couple units. No blessed spawnings as of yet, but doing pretty well for myself. Skaven, unfortunately, are also in the ruins to the north. Interesting thing about Skaven is that they have their cities will always appear as ruins. So I've seen Skaven go in here, so I know there are Skaven here. But because they build undercities and not actual cities, you don't see them until you move an army on top of them or you have a hero investigate the area. Right now I don't have any heroes. I'm not at that building tree yet to recruit any heroes such as the Scar Veteran or the Skink Chief, although Skink Chief will be next on my list once these 3 turns have expired. Right now, really got nothing to do here except sit back, heal up, and get ready to take the Ziggurat of Dawn here. There you go, fast forward. What's really nice is these all fast forward anyway if you can't see them, so they're not doing stuff but you can't see them. You can earmark, it'll automatically do it for races that you're at war with, but you can earmark other settlements and other ones to kind of keep an eye on them, but it'll bypass the rest. As you can see, it showed that that guy moved his guns to March.
Festers in this place.
Yeah, I got it, nice.
The trespassers flee. They are warm bloods. It is to be expected. Finish them.
Alright. Excellent. And as you can see, we're going to move to research because my research is finished here. Alright. And as you can see, the Lizardmen have an extensively huge roster here of researching technology, and I've been working on these kind of all at the same time. Now, these are also, some of these are also locked. For example, I need certain buildings in order to unlock certain research trees, which is new, but not unwelcome. Let's see. So right now I have 3 options. I can have more experienced skink units. You know, I'm probably not going to keep that. I'm going to keep skink as skirmishers and chameleon skinks, but you know, they're not going to be the bulk of my army. That's going to go to Croxigors and Lizardmen, and sorry, Saurus. So I can increase missile damage and or weapon strength. I have more Saurus warriors in my army, so I'm going to go ahead and go with weapon strength. So thank you there. Right, these guys are up here. They're trying to get there as quickly as they can, and they're really pushing that chaos corruption. That is really hurting me. Do you want to go ahead? I can't move for another turn because I'm waiting for these guys to get in here. Once they do, that'll give me 18 units, and that's got a garrison of 5, and he's got 3 really beat up units, so I'm going to outnumber him by almost double. Actually, almost 3 times that. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this. Now, before I skip and I move on, do want to show you these rights. These are nifty little things here that you can use to boost yourself. For example, this one's lasts 5 turns. This one gets you an army. This one is really expensive though, because you do have to pay for the upkeep of that army. So even though I've got plenty of gold in the treasury, if I summon that, that is going to be a huge drain on my bank account, and I do not want to do that just yet. It does also give you the army ability for cold ones, which is nice because you can use it to distract missile units, especially fast missile units, like you'll see with Chaos Marauders, where they have the horse cavalry that is just infuriating to no end. So we're going to go ahead and kick it here. And once again, just fast forwarding through all this. And unsurprisingly, he's garrisoned up there.
Natural resources are abundant in this place, my lord. Capture it, and it...
Alright, cool. Alright. So I am going to go ahead and move up here. And I'm going to lose some public order there. Might not have been the best idea, but I really want to go ahead and capture this. Okay. And again, keeps falling because this corruption keeps piling on, and that is going to be a huge problem here before too long. Yeah, at this rate, 20 turns, and I'm going to have a rebellion on my hands, so I really need to get this chaos taken care of ASAP. Very good. And again, a lot of waiting because, you know, in the beginning there's so many different factions, and this section gets a lot faster more and more into the game as races consolidate or conquer, or, you know, this, that, or the other. Basically whittle it down to the top
Rival
couple.
power comes to parley, demanding a change in your mutual relation.
Oh, really? Let me think. No. You are being a big old pain on my butt, so you know what? No. Ah, excellent. We got ancient blacks.
A hero has enrolled in your service, my lord.
Ah,
Be sure
nice.
to put them to work. Their unique skills may solve problems that no...
Alright, okay, so I got a skink priest here.
It's a skink tech.
Yes, thank you. And that's going to actually give me options here. So I'm going to go to the Machu Peaks to scout that. Aha!
Beware, my lord, for the Skaven infest these ruins. Legends told of mighty burrows hollowed out by the rat men beneath ruined cities. It now seems that these legends were true.
And see, as I was saying, investigating here, turns out, yep, there are Skaven here. So that's going to be a problem. I got Skaven to my north and to my rear, so I really need to get these Chaos guys out of the way, because I'm going to start suffering from Chaos vermin here shortly. Okay. Let's build that. Upgrade you. Upgrade you. Let's see here. Well, that's going to get me Beast Lair. Okay. Let's see. That gets me Cold One units. I could really use some cold ones right now. Crack open the boys with them. Yeah, I went there. Let's see. Scrying pool. I'm going to be able to build just one more building, so I want to make it count, really. Alright. Soros Warriors, Temple Guards. Cold Riders, okay. Crafters Commune, okay. Requires Weapon Crafters Commune. Okay, so I need the Weapon Crafters Commune. So, where is that? Ah, there it is. Okay, so I'll need that for Croxigore, but I can't build that yet. So, let's go ahead and... let's go ahead and build some cold ones. Let's bust out the cold ones, get them in here. And that's really all I'll be able to do here. What the heck, had a favela. Alright. Extra gold. More goodies. Alright. Alright. And close in here. Alright, and once again, as we see here, the yellow bar indicates chances of victory. So the yellow bar is how successful you are, red bar is how successful they may be. This is how many times until this is turns until attrition, this is turns until complete surrender. If I choose to encircle them and wait them out, I just don't want to do that. I can crush them right now, so I can do that. I can also let the computer auto-resolve it, and I can break siege, which is run away. But I don't want to run away, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right into battle here so you can see exactly what this is going to look like. And once again, it's really nice to see how optimized this is. It just loads up really super quick, which I really enjoy. Again, way better than the original Warhammer, which usually took a couple of minutes. Alright, and as you can see, we can gamble for the Winds of Magic to get more reserve power. Honestly, his spells are limited, and at 22 out of 30, gambling is probably more than likely at this point going to bite me in the butt more than anything else. So I am just going to go ahead and let that ride and start the deployment. Looks like I am really okay here. Again, really love the set pieces here. Absolutely beautiful. They've done a lot of work with the terrain. Looks really good. Can't wait to upgrade my PC so it even looks better. But let's go ahead and get a look at the units here down the row. We've got Stink Javelins, Saurus, yep. Saurus. Here are the Temple Guard. As you can see, a lot more armored, a lot more ornate. They have shields and halberds, so they're good against large as well. More Temple Guards, Saurus Spears. So these guys are good against large as well. More Saurus Warriors Shields. Yeah, that's actually, if you hear some of the stuff, you can actually hear them speaking to each other in Lizardmen. There you go, you hear that guy there. Honestly, I love that about the Total War Warhammer games, is that they keep the language if there is one. They did that with Total War Warhammer 1 with the Beastmen, where they would all speak in Beastmen. Obviously, the characters speak in English for the animated cutscenes, but here, Lord Mazdamundi and his retinue, they all speak Lizardmen. Yeah, see? He's actually my favorite legendary lord out of the campaign so far, mostly because he's not just because we're both fat guys who sit the same way, but because he has some really nice starting units. He gets the Temple Guard and the Bastiladon straight out the gate, straight at the Temple Bastiladon right here. As you can see, is basically just a big dinosaur with a laser beam attached to his top. And he's got 4 skink handlers to kind of steer him in the right direction. I actually want to move him over here, though, just because don't want him right in the middle of the line of fire. Alright. And then we have skinks on pterodons, so basically pterodactyls, that drop big fire bombs. Basically some sort of flame leech thing that unleashes itself on the enemy and just generally ruins their weekend. So we're going to go ahead and start getting this done here. These guys are actually Vanguard deployment, so we're going to leave those there. As for the rest of you, we're going to actually pull these skink missile troops back to behind the front line. Because that is exactly where we don't want them. In the front getting beat up on. Alright. And last Monday, we're going to put him over here, because he is currently a little weak. He's a good spellcaster, and he's good if he kind of moves in to support other units once they're tied up by his heavier troops like his Temple Guard, but on his own he will get splattered pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead and leave him where he is, behind, backing up with his buffs and whatnot. Bastiladon, okay. Move these guys up. And these guys up. Alright. Alright, and avoid any unit issues here. Okay. Alright, and here we go. Alright.
Your flying units afford you great flexibility, Commander.
There we go.
Scout and harass the enemy as they maneuver.
And we're gonna go after, let's see, who do we got here? There we go. Marauder Horsemen, and then gonna charge in with my Saurus units. As you can see, they just took a couple shots of opportunity there. And my Bastiladon is still steadily firing at them. And gonna move up Lord Mazdamundi. Alright, and I got the horsemen scared off pretty good here. So I'm going to go ahead and take on these guys, these other group of horsemen here. Alright. Cast Harmonic Surgeons on these Saurus Warriors' shields. And I'm actually going to cast Net of a Mentok on these guys. That way they can't run anywhere, and detail the Saurus warriors over here. That's actually going to really help out a lot there. Because that will keep them from being able to flee. There we go. And the Temple Guard hit home. And with their anti-large, they're going to start carving these guys up. And they're routing. They took one hit, one look at those Temple Guard, and they said, nope, no thank you. Alright, and everyone else is routing, so everyone else is going to go ahead and give chase. They're just going to go ahead and pile on there. Oh, excellent. Looks like the Bastillodon's still firing. Splattered a few guys here. Beautiful. Okay. And those guys get chased clear off the plane. Let's see if I can drop another net of a Mentok down here. And I'll have to move up for that, but that's okay. Alright. Let's see if I can get these guys. And that's victory. As you can see, everyone's broken. I really don't have to keep doing this, but why the heck not? These guys are going to keep fleeing. And Saurus warriors here are just going to start cutting them down. This is a siege, so nobody gets out of this alive. They're pretty much all going to die here. But it is worth just showing you how they'll flee, and if they don't die, they will flee off the field here through this magical green white curtain, and we'll never see them again. Bye-bye. Alright. And here shows losses remaining. So I took only 41 losses and pretty much whooped up on them. They routed pretty quick though, so nothing really major there. And there we go. Victory. And here I have my options. I can raise the city from just completely wipe it off the map. Doesn't count anymore, just ruins. Also, that looks really cool because it looks like Mazdamundi's just bringing fire from the heaven down and just wipe the place off the map. And you only get like 230 gold. Get a little more gold here if I plunder and just sack it, but it still falls. It's still in the Skeggy's hand. Loot and occupy, which is spread the riches around, but there's a massive public order penalty, both province-wide and for the specific city. But it does replenish my units, which used to be if you just occupied to replenish your units. Now you're gonna have to say, do I want to replenish my units, or do I want a do I want a more stable province, which is a nice twist here. Instead, all right, there we go. All right, there we go.
Forces have secured the province.
And now I can go ahead and issue a command. Now I got 4 different comments. They used to be all the same, but now it's different. So that's really interesting here. So I'm gonna go check this out. There we go. And let's see here. I've got alignment of crafting, so more income, more growth, more public order. My public order is really, I could really use that. Better research rate, more magic. Siege holdout helps with taint. Reduces plague. That sounds really good, but right now I'm gonna go with growth because I need the growth, and I need to really boost everything here. So let me go ahead and go with that one. Alright, and we can now level up Lord Mazdamundi. And as you can see, he's got just one weapon here so far. Really not going to be something he's going to use. His traits, his unit profile. Traits right now is just venerated. And as he acquires other traits throughout the campaign, he'll get more traits. And what's interesting is they can skew to the positive or the negative. So if you have a character who keeps losing a battle, he may wind up with a negative trait where he has bad melee abilities. So that's always something interesting to see. And, nice, the Sunburst of Hexwaddle. Okay. And, we got a skill point here, so I do want to spend that. Okay. None of Mentok, really good. Apotheosis also helps him. Rolling Skies will knock down healers. Let's see. Gonna go ahead and put that in. Actually, I'm gonna put that in Iron Disciplinarian here. Help with that struggling public order here. And I also have a couple Blessed Spawnings, which is nice, so I can add Blessed Temple Guard. The Blessed Spawnings are the equivalent of the Regiment of Renown from Warhammer 1, the elite units you could buy and they would have extra abilities. So in this case, this is just the same as the starting one. So now I'll have 2 Temple Guard. And I'm probably going to drop these Saurus Warriors when I have Kroxigor made available to me. Alright, I got these guys. He's leveled up, so I'm going to level him out. Gotta go level up his scouting. Yeah, I'm gonna go with scouting. Increase drop rate, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and scout that. Check out these rights, because I don't have the coin anymore. Rite of Primeval Glory went away. I can still go ahead and use Rite of Ferocity, but I'm still a little on the light side for coin. Now that I have the city, though, I do want to show you the Geomantic Web. And what that is the warding. The energy between all of the different cities and locations. Now, it's not every city. If you see Port Reaver here in Swamp Town, they don't have nothing. But the old cities that used to belong to the Slan, Skeggy, Hexawaddle, Maku Peaks, and Pahuax. These are all different. They're all connected. Basically, ley lines, if you want to think of them that way. And as you can see, as they build in strength, it increases the bonuses. So once I start building pylons, I'll get to strength 3, and as the power grows in each province, so does the abilities I get. So the more these go, the higher it goes. So like right now I'm at crafting strength 2, but once I get a pylon built, adds more public order, more growth, more income, and so on and so forth. So it really kind of compounds on itself. And let's see, I'm generating so many plaques, so that's good. And I'm keeping up with everyone else. Lothar, Nagaron, and Clanmores all seem to be in about the same place, but it's about where I am. Nobody's really breaking ahead of me, which is good, because I really need to take the Mirror Pool of Tepok. Because the other primary part, as I mentioned earlier, is that you have to claim control of the Vortex, which is over here. And in order to claim control of the Vortex, you have to undergo certain rituals. And to undergo the certain rituals, you have to collect your ritual resource. For the Lizardmen, it's these ancient plaques mentioned by your assistant, who becomes your assistant, whose name is Yukanaduzat. You might have seen his name pop up in the announcements. Let me see if I can... yeah, you can go right now. Let me see if I can get his name again. Let's see. Yep, see? Yukanaduzat. And he is the skink you see in the initial trailer. Him and his Kroxigor assistant, I guess, Targok. Not sure how much of an assistant. I guess it's more of a bodyguard. Kroxigor are not exactly the sharpest tools in the shed. They're about as sharp as a tennis ball. But they're good at hurting things and following orders, which is pretty much what you need them for anyway. But as you can see here, this is a ritual resource site. So once I capture that and build something on it, I'm going to get a steady bonus of actual ritual requirements. I already still get some. I get some from missions, from buildings, so I'm going to keep getting more and more, but I need even more and more. So this is going to be something that, again, once I keep getting this, I'm going to get enough, and once I get to the first ritual, I begin a ritual, and then things happen, and then again, ritual, things happen, ritual. And then at the end, once I finally conquer everything, I win the game. Or, as entirely possible, someone else wins the game, which would be terrible. But that is possible still. And you can still go the standard conquest route and basically win the game by effectively murdering off everyone else, but this is a huge map. I mean, this is... I'll show you here. As you can see, this is... Everything here is explorable. So you can see I have barely scratched the surface here. There is so much. Oh, tab out there. Get back here. So that's that. So that's pretty much everything here. This is the base of the game here, so I'm going to go ahead and save here. Oh, Oh, what is this? Oh, that's very nice. This is incremental. This is something that was not available in the original game. Incremental autosaves, where it saves each turn. So, if you screwed up somewhere, if you made a mistake and you saved and then realized, oh crud, I didn't move this 2 turns ago, and now I'm in a world of hurt, instead of having to go back to an older save that you manually saved, or just sucking it up and possibly failing long term, you can actually go back to an autosave and correct that, instead of just the one autosave, which is nice. It's a nice feature. I definitely like that. Definitely different from Warhammer 1. Again, overall, I think Warhammer 2, just from what I've seen, is just... There's a lot more polish, there's a lot more optimization. I mean, the load times... Seriously, I almost want to load up Warhammer 1, but I'd have to reinstall it, so, nah. But the load times here are just super fast when they were so slow on Warhammer, and it's the same machine. I haven't done anything, and I was actually wondering how long the load times were going to be on this. I thought I was going to have to do a song and dance for you guys when waiting for this thing to load. But it's actually been really, really well. So again, everything is improved. The layout's better. I enjoy all the different changes they've made. Even the notifications is something where it's just kind of off on the side, so it's stuff that you know about. You're not gonna, you know, like, oh, you made an alliance, or oh, you wiped this race off the map. It's like, okay, yeah, I know. So it's not right in your face, and you can kind of just see it off to the side while you plot and move around. Again, the map is easy. I enjoy the geomantic web. I enjoy all the other nifty features here. I honestly, this is definitely a true sequel where it's the original base game, but they have made so many improvements to it. The storyline, optimization, features, just convenience features. I mean, it's just amazing. It's really good. I'm really having fun with it.
I fight for the greater good.
Yeah. So these are your legendary lord lineups. Just want to show you this before at the end here. So as you see, it's 2 of each faction. So there's Tyrion and his brother Teclis. Each one and each army has additional starting units. So for Tyrion starts with the Needle Bolt Thrower and the Flame Spire Phoenix. Mazdamundi, as we saw, starts with Temple Guard and Bastiladon. Kroq-Gar starts with the Feral Stegodon and Kroxigors.
Of one will be mine.
Malekith starts with the Blackguard of Nagarond and the Reaper Bolt Thrower.
Ulthuan will yield or burn.
Morathi starts with the War Hydra and Harpies. Makes sense. Tweak Headtaker of Clan Moors. He starts with actually 3 units. He gets Rat Ogres, Warp Fire Throwers, and the Elite Storm Vermin, who are actually one of the few decent melee combatants for Skaven. And for Clan Pestilence, we have... Oh god, that is a lot of Pestilence. We have Plague Claw Catapults, Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, and Plague Monks. So these guys, he's got a lot of... Let's just put it this way, this guy is down with the sickness in the worst possible way.
No one controls Warlord quick.
Yeah, I believe this guy's actually one of the Council of 13. He's just a warlord, but he is the melee. He's a strong melee fighter for Skaven.
Heed me or perish.
Malekith here is actually sort of like the Darth Vader of the Warhammer Fantasy Universe. He had an accidental, all my skin caught on fire sort of thing. He kind of did a couple murders and got all his skin burned off, and as a result, he's got to wear all that armor because he is messed up underneath.
Ulthuan will yield.
Morathi here is actually Malekith's mother, and is always looking to assist her son in revenging himself on Ulthuan. And this is Teclis, who's one of the most powerful spellcasters in the Warhammer universe. I say this guy's stronger though. And Tyrion, who is just, you know, he's an elf prince. The true king of the elves, yada yada blah blah blah. But that's Warhammer 2 for you. Thank you so very much for watching if you'd stayed here to the end. And again, my name is BrotherFluffy, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.